after 30 to 45 minutes of rest, the gluten is activated and the water has absorbed the flour and it starts building its structure. At this point, we want to strengthen the dough's muscle, which is the gluten structure. So we do this by stretching it again, then shaping it to a round form so it organizes itself while resting. Before we use the roll and pull technique. If you have any other techniques that you like to do, go for it, fully fine. I just try to keep it simple. And also this is a no equipment instructions. If you have flour, it's best to flour the dough after rolling to avoid sticking to the bowl and conserving the round shape a little bit better. Therefore we use the stretch and fold technique. At this level the dough can be sticky. If the dough is too sticky, wet your hands so it will be better. We take one side from the dough, grab it, pull it up, stretch it and fold it over. And this is what we do 4 to 8 times. So we always grab a part, stretch it up and fold it over. So the first times you will have a big stretch and it will get harder from time to time. This is our one and only set of stretch and folds. Then shaping it to a round form so it organizes itself while resting. Before we use the roll and pull technique. Imagine a clock with a straight line in the middle. At 6 o'clock is where your roll hand starts, going all the way around to 12 o'clock. Then the pull hands pull right back to 6 o'clock. For the pull back, we mainly use our small and ring finger. It's actually not more. And for the roll, we use the lower side of the palm and the hand. The concept is to pull the surface underneath the dough in order to build surface tension. I highly recommend to train this without the dough first to get comfortable with the hand coordination. Watch this video again and train yourself. Start without tools first and then add a cane or something similar. Once comfortable, work your dough. Keep your fingers at working surface at any time and spin the roll hand around the clock. If you have other techniques to shape the dough, feel free, of course, and use them. At this point, no more rounds of stretch and foldings or coil foldings are needed. Once a solid round shape is achieved, leave it and do not overwork the dough by rolling too much, because you can also ruin your dough by overworking it. So here you can see it in real time and you really see the spin and the jerk to pull underneath. The dough actually doesn't really move a lot on the surface. It's really about the jerk and pulling underneath. How do you know if the dough is ready? The best way is with a window pane test. The window pane test will be done for quality check. Take a piece of dough and form round, then stretch gently. We want it to be stretchy and not break too soon. The goal is to stretch it that thin so you can see light coming through. If you have flour, you can coat the whole dough in flour on the top, sides and on the bottom to avoid it from sticking to the bowl, which will make your life easier later on. If not, no worries. Just make sure it has a round shape. We will form it later on again, so don't worry. Last part is to always cover the dough in a plastic foil wrap to keep the dough moistened, because cotton and kitchen towel absorb the humidity, which leaves us a dry surface skin, and this is not what we want. Common mistakes, what can go wrong, how does it look like, and how can you solve it? When you roll too straight, not around the clock, and don't have a spin, when the fingers are too far apart and the fingers are not in contact with the working surface. Then if you pull the dough over and not underneath. Or if your hand goes too straight, like there is no spin and no real jerk and too much contact. Here the fingers are too apart and not working underneath or on the working surface. So ensure that you're rolling around the clock, rolling and spinning, have the fingers together and on the working surface, and you use jerks to work the dough underneath.